Well, Leanne Cusack's with a guest and a timely topic in the studio today.
Warmth, Graham. Yes, warmth. We really hope that viewers are kind of cuddled up near a fireplace today, as Steve Barkhouse shares some great ideas. And if you don't have a fireplace and you thought it was impossible for you to have one, you're going to kind of break and shatter that myth.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got a fireplace for every situation. If you didn't think you could have one, certainly we can get an electric one in there. And the technology now has changed so much that they're fantastic.
This was all your idea a little while ago. You did not know it was going to be such a miserable day when you actually came into the studio, so it's perfect.
It is.
We're going to share, before we tell you about what Steve has on the counter, we're going to share some fantastic transformations, and some of them are subtle, but really, create such a change.
Yeah, so in this, the before picture here, we've got a beautiful fireplace, nice mantle. The green tile is really spectacular, but it's hidden because of the furniture on either side of the TV and the other unit on the right there.
Oh.
So we've put some built-in bookshelves so you can put away the things that you don't want to display in the storage below, showcase the ones on the shelves, and then that green tile on the fireplace now really pops. It becomes the focal point of the room.
That's a really beautiful high ceiling, but it didn't look high when we had sort of the lower surfaces.
Because your eye was drawn down to those low surfaces, and now you've got the
gorgeous.
focal point there.
Great.
And the green furniture and drapes really just tie it all in to accessorize and get that green pop. I think a lot of people have this type of a fireplace with the old brick around it, the brass surround, and then the firebox beside it. It's a wood fireplace. People stopped using them because of the mess, so it hadn't been used for a number of years. You can see we changed that up. Again, went with white color. We did some more work on the ceiling there. You can see the details, but we put a raised gas fireplace in there with the horizontal or vertical, gas flames. So it really stands out, and you see the purple wall that really pops.
And of course, it's the Pantone color of the year. But I have to say, Steve, this is really a beautiful visual, a great transformation, and having used wood heat for many, many years and then switched to gas, it is a different kind of heat, the wood heat, but there's so much less mess with the gas.
Yeah, anyone that we've ever transferred over to gas says that they use the fireplace regularly. In the wintertime, almost every day. With the wood, maybe on a weekend, every second or third weekend. So it really makes it usable, makes that space usable.
Everyone who loves your wood stove, though, I know you love your wood stoves. It was just my own personal experience. Okay, here we go. And this looks very dark and heavy.
Well, we talked about the fireplace being the focal point of the room. In this case, it's overwhelming the room. It's just too heavy, too big, too dark. So you'll see that we changed that up, and we just built around it. And we put just a little bit of drywall on the sides and painted it out in a nice beige, warm tone. The fireplace is there, and we put an incredible mantle on top of it. And the mantle and the fireplace together become the focal point. And then that little bit of trim that we've talked about in past shows with just the picture frame on the wall, painted out white, it just gives it a little bit more pop.
And it's great because this is a style that will appeal to some of our viewers. The other looks were these gorgeous, sleek, new modern looks, and that's a bit more of a traditional look. So you have to be prepared to appeal to every client's taste.
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
is this?
Well, this goes towards more of that contemporary look. So this is a dark area before. The fireplace is kind of hidden behind the furniture. It's not a large room, but you can see the books all stacked on the side. And so we transformed this into this. So a new gas fireplace insert in there. We put some tile on the walls. That's just porcelain tile that we put up on the walls. Built a bookcase.
Okay, that's floor tile?
Well, it's for a wall tile, yes.
Tile.
It can manage the heat, a little bit of heat that comes against it, but it's a not expensive tile. It's a large 24 by 24, and we laid it out on the floor and matched it so it looks like the grain is flowing together. Yeah, so it really, really pops. And then they bought a new sectional couch, a L-shaped couch that really defines the room space and makes it feel really big.
That is such a problem. When you improve one thing, the other things start to look a little bit shoddy, and then you spend more money creating more of a change. What went on here?
Well, this was a bigger change, a bigger renovation, and the living area was in the back surrounded by windows, so they couldn't really have, you can see the TV sticking up into the windows, so it wasn't a great space. So we flipped the kitchen and living spaces. So on the right is the kitchen now, it used to be the living space. On the left of the picture, you can see in the back corner is that wall with the fireplace below, electric fireplace with the television above, and it's a real focal point for the living space. It's a wide-angle lens, so it makes it look a bit like a bowling alley. It doesn't feel like that when you're in there.
It's lovely.
But yeah, and then use the central staircase. So just take them back.
Everyone loves a before and after. Everyone loves to see what the potential is when you know someone who actually knows what a supporting wall is and what you can take out. But those fireplace transformations were really, really beautiful. When we come back, we're going to talk about the affordability and the how to do it. This is an electric fireplace.
It really is, yeah. Yeah, and it can cast some heat, it can warm up your room, but aesthetic-wise and comfort-wise, it really works well.
We're not going to toast marshmallows though, Graham, but we'll be back with some great suggestions and ideas as Steve talks us through what options are.